There we go. All right. What the?
Wow. We're on a beach somewhere.
What is that? I love that.
Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Oh, no. Kat's ready to get out of here. She's going on vacation next week.
Yeah, I think,
So-
yeah.
So she's heading off to the
I
East
like
Coast.
that, though.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, that looks really relaxing. For those of you who don't know, behind
I'm
Steve...
cutting a riptide,
yeah.
help it.
Behind Steve, of course, is Moses Lake, I believe. I'm not sure.
Surf's up at Moses Lake.
Happy Friday, everybody, the 15th day of June, 2018. Everybody's in a really good mood today. First of all, it's payday, so I'm $37.19 richer. For the Eastmont and Wenatchee kids out there, the last day of school is today.
Ooh.
Remember how good that felt, the last day of school?
Strike up Alice Cooper, I
Yes.
say.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah, last day of school. So we got a good-looking weather forecast for the weekend. Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. And
So is this the day where everybody signs the yearbooks? Remember that?
no, we would do that over the course of a few weeks.
Oh,
okay. Back in those days. Yeah.
Well, we would get our yearbooks on the final day, and there was just a mad dash to get everybody to sign it.
Okay. Well, before I forget, Steve, have a great summer.
You too.
Yeah. There's kind of some giddiness in the air. Kat, our producer, is off to vacation. Her annual family reunion is coming up next week. She's heading off to the North Carolina coast, a beautiful area. I've been there before. So the whole Header Sheet family will be getting together, and I'm sure.
And don't worry, we'll be watching your apartment for you while you're gone.
Yeah, not a problem there, Kat. We're all over that. So she's, and of course, our very own Rachel will be heading off for a week of vacation as well next week.
Wow.
So a lot of people will be taking some time off. We still got work to do today. We still got the Wenatchee Valley College commencement exercises.
That means my workload doubles next week.
We'll hold down the fort. Well, we had a busy news day yesterday. Of course, the sad news from the Chelan County PUD.
That's sad.
The governor was in town. You took an airplane trip. I don't know if we're going to have time to get all your news in, Steve.
I don't know either. It was quite a day yesterday.
And of course, the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival is this weekend. It gets underway tonight. We're going to replay the interview I did with Chuck Egner, who's one of the event organizers. He was on Tuesday. It's a great interview, and we'll be playing that back to get you in the mood for some bluegrass this weekend. You ready to do it?
I guess I feel like a slug of foam from the surf with no visible means of support here.
Dun, dun. Oh, there you go. Oh, can we go home now? Let's throw on a rerun. I think we're going to go around the valley. I'm not really sure what's going to happen next. Okay, there you go.
Here we are.
There we go. The Wenatchee Valley, of course, takes center stage on this Friday morning. Looking good out there. Good looking forecast for the weekend. Boy, we got a heat wave coming our way, Steve.
Yeah, well, it's time.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time.
We're behind schedule on that stuff. It's been a cooler than normal June.
It has been.
Yesterday, we only hit 75 on Thursday.
Interesting little video that the Weather Service provided yesterday showing that little shadow effect that we have here in the Wenatchee Valley, surrounded by clouds, but hey,
we
we're
had
in
the
our
sunshine.
own little Shangri-La here.
And for the most part, we're going to have quite a bit of sunshine, with the exception a little bit on Saturday. We'll talk to that when we get to the forecast. It looks pretty good. It's going to be nice weather tonight, by the way, for commencement exercises for Wenatchee Valley College. And of course, if you can't make it, you can watch it right here on this very television station. One more item of note to get to, Steve, real quickly in the weather before I forget. Saturday, tomorrow, sunrise 5:03, sunset Saturday, the 16th of June, 9 p.m.
Ooh.
There you go. We're almost to the summer solstice. All right, let's see what's next on Kat's agenda here. We say good morning to Rondo Rock, pointed down towards Turtle Rock.
I had quite a vantage point yesterday of Turtle Rock, flying right over the top of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really pretty.
I can't wait to see the footage. You have a news story on your little.
We do, yeah.
Steve got to fly in a.
We'll give you a little taste of it.
Yeah, 1944 DC-3. DC-3.
Yeah.
Looks like you guys had fun.
Oh, we did.
Aviation Days, of course, is tomorrow at Pangborn. Camera 3. What are we looking at? We say hello. Ooh, look at that view.
Wow.
Look at that view. Is that Billy Goat pointed down? That would.
That's
Waterville.
Yeah.
That's Waterville. We used this camera last week. Yeah, that's the, yep, you can see the Columbia brakes. You can see just a little sliver of, I believe, Adiat, Steve.
Wow.
You can see Earthquake Point is very plain to see right in the middle of your screen. So that's the Waterville camera. That's got to be between the elevation of Waterville and the elevation of the tower. That's probably 4,300 feet above sea level.
Is that looking down on Sun Cove area?
Yeah, it's gorgeous, just beautiful. Good day to be out on the, good weekend to be out on the river. Camera 4. let's say good morning to, well, there's
Oh,
Billy
there's
Goat.
Billy Goat.
There's Billy
That's
Goat.
zoomed in.
Yeah, it is.
Looking there at the Pateros Bridge.
Yep, the Methow flowing into the Columbia. Beautiful Pateros. You can see, not only can you see downtown Pateros, Steve, you can see the outskirts of Pateros.
And I don't know if they have their new sign up yet. The new Entiat
We
City
can't see
sign.
because it's on the other side of the bridge, isn't it?
I know
So
that they were getting ready to put that back up.
Does
but we'll
Pateros
to
have,
get an update.
have a thing? I mean, we're the apple capital of the world, and Quincy has opportunities unlimited. And what's the
Well, remember the Pateros sign that burned down in the
right?
big
But what,
filing.
I'm trying to remember what was on it.
I don't remember. Just Pateros, I think.
Okay. Well, that's good enough for me. Good morning, Pateros. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. All right, the all-important weather forecast from the National Weather Service looks like this. Lots of sunshine today and nice light breeze, 77. Slight chance of a little bit of light rain this afternoon. They're pegging it at 10%. We didn't even bother to put it up on the graphic.
You're talking about thunderstorm activity, possibly.
Yeah, 10% chance of thunderstorms late tonight. I wouldn't bet on it. Slight chance of thunderstorms tonight. Again, slight, 10%. We should be dry. We should be fine for commencement. 56 for the overnight low. Saturday, things get a little cattywampus. Better chance of a thunderstorm tomorrow. About a 50% chance of some sort of precipitation coming down. Partly sunny, high near 80 on Saturday. We're going to cloud up Saturday night. No real wind, no real rain, just quite a bit of clouds and a slight chance of a thunderstorm on Saturday night. Sunday, we start to turn the page for Father's Day. Sunshine at 86, Monday 91. We climb the ladder to 93 on Tuesday, 96 Wednesday. By the time we get to Thursday, Steve, as this happens with a long period of sunny and hot weather, then we start talking about maybe a thunderstorm popping up by Thursday and Friday.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. So that is your forecast from the National Weather Service. It's 7 minutes. You okay?
I'm fine.
You're making funny noises.
I have a question, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, a meteorological term, cattywampus.
Cattywampus.
Okay, what does that mean?
I don't know. It's just one of my favorite words.
Okay.
I've always loved cattywampus. It's just, I don't even know where I picked it up. But it's just,
I recall that.
yeah, it's just a word that I like to throw out there now and again.
Chaos, in other words.
This show is cattywampus. There, that's an example of how you use cattywampus in a sentence. It is 7 minutes after the hour. We have a lot of news to get to. You were super busy yesterday. We're going to get it all crammed in for you. It's we got 5 pounds worth of news in a 4-pound bag. We're going to do our best, so grab a cup of coffee and come back and rejoin us in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
You can buy fruit almost anywhere. From first off the tree to first in your hands, Lone Pine offers seasonal fruit from their farm and around the region every day. Make Lone Pine your latte stop with coffee from Blue Star Coffee Roasters and a fresh piece of fruit pie. Take a break with a friend and order a cold micro beer or a glass of Northwest wine. Bring the whole family and enjoy a Lone Pine lunch or a fresh shake in their park-like setting. Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso on Highway 97.
I wish we had something cool for the kids to do this summer. I feel like we've just done it all.
Have you heard about the 100 Days of Summer at the Rack? The kids can take a dive with swim team, challenge themselves with karate and junior workouts. It's games galore playing tennis and pickleball. No need to choose. They can try it all with the Rack Summer Multi-Sport Camps. There's fun for you too. Get fit with group fitness or work on that tan by the pool. The Rack has something for the whole family. Find all the details at wrac.org and do your 100 Days of Summer at the Rack, where we play every day.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome to our news for this Friday. It's June 15th, and here's what's happening. First of all, Chelan County PUD has released the name now of the employee who was killed Wednesday in an accident at Rock Island Dam. 40-year-old Eddie Bromley died from injuries during crane testing when he was struck by a piece of steel from the spillway structure. Here he is pictured with his family. The accident is currently under investigation. Now, Bromley had worked at Chelan PUD since April of 2000. He became an apprentice wireman in August of 2003 and a journeyman in October of 2004. He moved to being a meter relay technician in May of 2005 and into the technician position in May of 2008. So he's working his way up that ladder. Support for his family is ongoing. A flag is flying in his memory outside the PUD's tech shop here in Wenatchee. Meanwhile, grief counselors are also being made available to help employees at the utility cope with the grief. Friends and family of Ed Bromley also held a candlelight vigil last night at Walla Walla Point Park. Governor Jay Inslee traveling around the state this week to listen and learn about statewide broadband needs and solutions. Inslee was in both Quincy and Wenatchee yesterday afternoon, meeting with local business leaders, technology companies, and government officials. Inslee says Wenatchee is at the forefront of the state's broadband technology.
I'm really excited to be here. This is the first place that people land in a plane flying across the Pacific, and it's one of the most successful communities in broadband access. And I'm very pleased with what you've been able to achieve, and I've come as part of a statewide broadband access tour, which we're doing over a 3-day period. And Wenatchee has been very successful in doing that, so I want to take some of your successes and help spread it around the rest of the state. And I'd also like your ideas on how to take the next steps moving forward.
Now, Dimitri Mandelis, president of Local Telecommunications, says Chelan County PUD is the force behind the area's broadband success.
The reason why I think we're doing so well here with the broadband is because of the PUDs. And before the fiber project, we were a small man company, 10-man, providing business services. Because of the fiber projects at Chelan, Douglas, and Grant County, we have about 26,000 customers. Pretty much all of them came from a competing company or new in the area. They're all getting, you can get 100 meg internet here now for $40 a month. I mean, that's gig internet for $70 a month. These are huge, and the power prices here are just low as can be. I mean, 4 cents a kilowatt or whatever it is. So I would start with that.
Also speaking yesterday at the Fed building, Lauren Clemens of the new Wenatchee Business Pet Hub says broadband was a huge factor in her relocating to Wenatchee.
The broadband was a big deal for us because as an internet company, we needed to have reliable, fast, at any time, because it's sometimes minutes count when you've got a lost pet situation. Yeah. So we had to be able to offer that to our clients that are across the country and across the world.
What's a great Wenatchee story? And we want to duplicate it times 1,000. And that's really true, because we want to dissipate and spread around the great success we've had.
Now, Inslee says rapid technological innovation is transforming every job, company, and industry in the state. And he says broadband service has become one of the most critical infrastructure priorities of the 21st century. It's nice to know that Wenatchee is really leading the way. Also, a planned multi-family affordable housing project being developed in Wenatchee by Catholic Family Charities has received a boost in funding. Chelan County Commissioners decided recently to allocate $724,000 to the Wenatchee Supportive Housing Community Project. Again, it's being developed on Wenatchee's south side. Catholic Charities will set aside 50% of the apartments for homeless families with children. County Commissioner Keith Gaynor says the county's share of the funding will be paid out over the next 4 years.
Well, there was an additional homeless money that was being collected on the recording fees again this year, and Chelan County has committed those dollars to the Catholic Charities, I guess, for about $180,000 is the projected amount per year for 4 years, up to about $764,000 to help with the construction of about 67 apartments, and it'll be in the old Viewdale drive-in area, but it will certainly meet some of the shortfall that we have in housing in the valley.
Now, the county's share of the funding for that project comes from a percentage of the revenue collected from recording fees, as approved by the legislature in a bill this past session. Chelan's wooden bridge restoration project is scheduled to start next month, following action by the City Council. Wednesday night, the council awarded the $3.1 million contract to Selland Construction of Wenatchee. Now, the work will impact traffic during construction this summer, as the contractor reportedly will be scheduling up to 6 separate 5-day closures and 12 single-day closures of 8 hours each. Pedestrian use, though, will not be affected by that project. Pangbourne Airport hosting the annual Aviation Day celebration tomorrow. Historic Flight Foundation is once again bringing one of their vintage aircraft to the event. They're bringing their 1944 DC-3 this year, and NCW Live hitched a ride on the restored aircraft, and we had a chance to talk with the pilot yesterday. We're here with Gene Vizzetti, who's the pilot of this aircraft. He's with the Historic Flight Foundation. And first of all, tell us about the organization and what you do.
Well, we're a nonprofit out of Payne, Washington, Payne Field in Everett, Washington. The changing number of the aircraft do change as John accumulates new aircraft. But the mission of the museum is to get significant aircraft between the years 1927 to 1937. So, of course, the DC-3 falls right in there with a 1935 birth date.
Interesting. Let's talk about this particular aircraft. It was certainly among the first of the commercial aircraft, I guess, that was used by Pan Am?
Well, the unique thing about the DC-3s, any DC-3, is that's what enabled the airlines to make money after the war. This particular airplane, 877 Mike Golf, started life as a C-47 during the war, built specifically to fly the hump in China, from India into China. So it has different engines on it, larger engines, as well as additional fuel range and so on. Then it came back from the war, was remanufactured as a DC-3 by the Douglas Company, and modified, as you see it now, by the Johnson & Johnson Company.
So they used it as a corporate aircraft.
This was the Gulfstream of the day.
My goodness
So
gracious.
this was their corporate aircraft.
Must be a thrill to fly them.
It is a lot of fun. I'm a retired airline guy, retired from Northwest Airlines after 31 years, and I do this on the side. So fly for John. I have a wonderful time doing it.
Wonderful.
So,
Well, thank you very much.
okay. Thank you, Steve.
Get us home safe.
Oh, yes, we'll do that.
Okay,
All right.
thanks. A lot of fun yesterday on that ride. In fact, the foundation offers rides on the DC-3 for $295. And that luxury aircraft, by the way, can hold up to 12 passengers. Scheduled flight times are 9 a.m., 10:30, and 5 p.m. And if you'd like to book your ride now, you can call 886-0233. That's 886-0233. And you'll want to stay tuned because we have more on that flight yesterday from Pangbourne Airport on today's NCW Life News with Grant Olson. So stay tuned for that. Also, well, as we all know, there is no fear in Megan McPherson's.
That's right. There's no fear
name.
in McPherson. Yes.
But Megan, once again, provides us with our weekend events calendar. So take it away.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. The 16th annual Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival returns to the Chelan County Expo Center in Cashmere June 15th to 17th. This event features superstar bluegrass bands including Flat Lonesome, Alan Bybee in Grasstown, Special Consensus, The Cody North Show, Old Growth Quartet, and Rusty Hinges Bluegrass. The festival includes workshops, jam sessions, potlucks, food, drinks, and various vendors. Camping is available on a first-come, first-served basis. The Joe Harris Basketball Camp is Friday, June 15th and Saturday, June 16th in Chelan. The camp is for grades K to 8. Each camper will receive an official Joe Harris Basketball Camp shirt, high-quality basketball instruction, and awesome giveaways throughout the camp. There will also be autograph and photo opportunities for each camper. The camp is a nonprofit and it provides a yearly scholarship, Leaders on the Lake, to a high school senior for leadership qualities as well as providing charitable assistance to youth in the Lake Chelan Valley. Join the Wenatchee Downtown Association and the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce as they host the 3rd annual Father's Day Weekend Ale Trail in downtown Wenatchee Saturday from noon to 5. Sponsored by Washington Trust Bank, this is a great Father's Day gift for Dad or just a fun event to attend. Featuring breweries and cideries from across Washington State, stop in businesses downtown and taste featured selections. The Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market is Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Pybus Market. Local farmers, artisans, winemakers, bakers, and chefs make up the friendly, hardworking vendors of the market. Open every Saturday in the West parking lot until October 27. Eat healthy, eat local, and support your local growers and producers. And finally, Fabulous Feet Dance Studio number 29. The greatest show is this Saturday at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. The show times are 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Get your tickets at numericapac.org. For more information on this weekend's events, visit ncwlife.com.
A lot of stuff happening this weekend. We couldn't fit it all in neat package for Megan McPherson's report there, but we have one more we wanted to add to that. It's a big event, annual event. It happened last year, but it's also happening tomorrow evening, as a matter of fact. It's the Run with the Cops event And it's an event that, is planned out by East Wenatchee, Chelan, Douglas County cops. So again, this is something that's a 5K and a 10K run that starts tomorrow night. So it all benefits the Special Olympics.
Oh, good.
So run with the cops tomorrow. You can register online at sowa.org.
You're much better off running with cops than from cops.
Absolutely.
No question about that. So a lot of sporting events going on this weekend as well. We're going to have that when we get to sports, which is next up on the agenda. Another programming reminder, last night we had the West Side High School commencement exercises live right here on our station. Kudos to Tucker and Eric for making that whole thing come together.
Congratulations to the graduates.
Yep, and tonight it's going to be the Wenatchee Valley College commencement exercise, and we will have that live from Lee Boftel Field at the Apple Bowl, and things will get underway at 7 o'clock tonight. Of course, just like last night's coverage, absolutely commercial-free with the help of our sponsors. It's what are your plans this weekend? What are you doing?
This weekend?
Yeah.
I'll probably watch the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. I enjoy watching that golf tournament, definitely. But also maybe getting caught up on some yard chores, too.
You got some stuff to do around the house,
yeah, always do.
Yeah. It is Father's Day, of course, on Sunday. So to all of you fathers out there, happy birthday. It's 21 after the hour. When we come back, it's sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
RLS Productions presents Concerts in the Gardens held at Omi Gardens this coming summer, featuring the Infinity Project, a Journey tribute band, Too Slim and the Taildraggers, the Wenatchee Swing and Big Band, the Peter Rivera Band, and Invisible Touch, a Phil Collins tribute band. The objectives of the series are to increase midweek tourism to the Wenatchee Valley, the development of a world-class series overlooking the Wenatchee Valley, along with awarding annual scholarships to Wenatchee Valley College students. RLS Productions would like to thank their supporters and volunteers for helping make this all possible.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
And we're back at 22 minutes after the hour. Sunshine 55 degrees outside of our studio. Sunshine pretty much all day today, and a high of 78, just about normal. Sunny and hot all next week. Sports, the Wenatchee Apple Sox limp home from a rough road trip down in Oregon. They lost last night to the Corvallis Knights. The final was 5-3. The Beaver stayed unkind to the Wenatchee 9. The Sox went 1-4 in their 5-game swing. In last night's contest, Chad Stevens from Corvallis, he had a 2-run triple in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that was the difference that broke open the 3-3 tie. Joey Magro went 3 for 4 for the plate for Wenatchee, scored a couple of runs. Connor McCord also 2 for 4 at the plate before allowing the game-winning hit on the mound. Wenatchee has a night off tonight. They'll host Kelowna, beginning a 3-game series tomorrow night at Paul Thomas Senior Field. West Coast League scoreboard, the Les Schwab scoreboard. Bellingham, the Bells knocked off Bend last night. Victoria edged Kelowna, as you see there, 4-3. Portland got past Yakima Valley 6-4. The Portland Pickles have the best record in the league. Cowlitz blanked Highline in a non-league tilt. The final there, 6-0. Of course, Wenatchee is idle tonight, as I mentioned. The rest of the league schedule, Cowlitz is at Corvallis. Bend is in Walla Walla, a town so nice they named it twice. Victoria hosts Port Angeles, and Portland travels to Bellingham. The University of Washington begins play in Bracket 1 of the College World Series in Omaha this afternoon. For the first time ever, they've made it to the Final 8. Huskies take on Mississippi State. 5 o'clock, you can watch it on ESPN. Prior to that, first game of the bracket, it is Oregon State taking on North Carolina at noon, also on ESPN. Well, Boston snaps Seattle's 5-game winning streak, a 2-1 decision. Pitchers duel at Safeco Field last night. David Price held the Mariners to just 1 run on 5 hits, 7 innings of work. He outpaced Felix Hernandez. King Felix pitched very well last night. He went 7 innings, just allowed a couple of runs, 8 hits, 6 strikeouts. D. Gordon, 2 for 3 at the plate. Ryan Healy, 2 for 4 on the day. Manager Scott Service says King Felix obviously feeds off the home crowd's enthusiasm.
I thought Felix threw the ball great. It's kind of what we saw a couple outings ago. I just thought his intensity level, the energy level he brought tonight, that's how he needs to pitch. And when he does that, he'll have outings like he has tonight. So that was great to see. That really good changeup tonight, good pitch mix. I thought he went right after him and very effective. That's a good offensive lineup over there, and you have to stay ahead in the count. You got to keep attacking them, and he really did a nice job tonight. On the flip side, their guy was just as good, maybe a little bit better. Price has been good for a long time in this league. He really had the, commanded the glove side of the plate. The glove side fastball and then a cutter in there. And I think he had a little help along the way, but he took advantage of it and he had a good ball game as well.
Mariners and Red Sox play Game 2 of their 4-game series tonight. James Paxton, the Big Maple, takes the mound. Rick Porcello will toe the rubber for the Sox. First pitch, 7:10. Back to the Les Schwab scoreboard. The Mariners are no longer in first place in the American League West. Last night's loss, combined with Houston's 7-3 win over the Oakland Athletics, moves the Astros back into first place. M's are half game back at 44-25. LA and Texas were both idle last night. Finally, what's on the sports calendar this weekend? A lot of baseball, wall-to-wall baseball at a historic recreation park in Wenatchee as the Apple Valley Packers host their annual U17 Invitational. Gets underway today, goes through Sunday. Huge night tomorrow night at the WVSO, the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. You got the Pro Late models, you got the Pro 4 trucks, the street stocks, the Thunder cars, the Roadrunners, and the Bandoleros. The gates open at 4, racing at 5. Up in Chelan, Joe Harris Jr. and Joe Harris Sr. holding the annual basketball camp today and tomorrow. It's for kids kindergarten through 8th grade at the Chelan High School Gym and the Chelan Community Gym. The Reigning Horse Association's Northwest Summer Slide is today through Sunday at Appalachia. And the Wenatchee Valley Rams, boy, they're playing some pretty good football. They're tearing up their Western Washington Football Alliance. Last Saturday, they beat Northwest 63-0. The Rams are 4-0 on the season. They've allowed a total of 9 points. Yeah, they're playing pretty good. The Portland Raiders will be at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock, and that's sports at 27 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday of the day today. Today is Smile Power Day. Yeah, Smile Power Day. Feel the power of a smile. You don't even have to like people to smile. You never know. Yeah, it's just a nice, bright, fun, sunny smile. It just might make somebody's day. It's absolutely true, by the way. It's easier to smile than to frown. I know we hear this before, but a smile uses fewer muscles than a frown does. People have studied smiles. Smiles adds years to your life. It makes you a happier person. Makes somebody else a happier person. It's a mood changer. Just smiling makes you feel better. So use the power of the smile today. That goes for you too, Kat. 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history, I had 5 things I want to talk about. 266 years ago today, Benjamin Franklin proved that lightning is electricity. This is the traditional date, the exact date when he famously flew the kite with the key tied on it. Nobody really knows. He didn't get electrocuted. He stood on an insulator. He didn't want to get shot because Ben Franklin was a smart dude. But he proved that lightning is electricity sometime around this date. 266 years ago, and he lived to tell the tale. Happy birthday, Arkansas. Arkansas is 182 years old today. They joined the Union June 15, 1836. Arkansas's original motto, the land of opportunity. Their current motto is the natural state. Why they changed it, I don't know. And that's not one of the better state flags. That state flag doesn't really do it for me. The state song of Arkansas, Arkansas, you run deep in me. And also, Oh, Arkansas. They have 2 state songs. And my favorite fun fact about Arkansas, it is illegal, it is prohibited by law to mispronounce the name of Arkansas. It's Arkansas, not Arkansas. They actually have a law. June 15th, 1846. 172 years ago, the Oregon Treaty established the 49th parallel, the border between the United States and Canada, which leads to that little geographic anomaly called Point Roberts. I think we're all familiar with Point Roberts. Point Roberts is a little island, that little peninsula that jets out from Canada into the United States. The line that you see there is the 49th parallel, so the people south of that are American citizens, even though the body of Point Roberts is in Canada. They kind of they didn't think that went through when they signed the treaty. They thought, oh, we got this little thing here. Should we just give it to Canada? And they forgot about it, and now we have Point Roberts. One of those strange little geographic anomalies came into being on this date 172 years ago. Today is the famous rainout date. What you see on the field, what you see on your screen there, is the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Houston Astros eating their post-game dinner right there on the field because they didn't play in the Astrodome because it was rained out. How could this possibly happen? The members of the both teams had made it to the field fine, and then it just started raining like crazy in Houston, and it flooded the streets, and the umpires and the fans and the stadium personnel couldn't get to the ballpark, so they called the game off. The game was rained out, even though it was indoors. Happened on this date 42 years ago today. And on this date 6 years ago today, I remember watching this on television, Nick Wallenda became the first person to successfully walk a tightrope over Niagara Falls. It took a long time and a lot of paperwork and stuff, but he finally did it 6 years ago today. Nick Wallenda, there he is. Nick Wallenda is nuts. 30 minutes after the hour, we have birthdays. I miss Waylon Jennings, the great outlaw. Waylon Jennings was born on this date in 1937. Passed away in 2002 at the age of 64. He was Buddy Holly's protege. He was a DJ in Lubbock, Texas, and Buddy Holly said he's got talent. And Buddy Holly wrote and recorded his first big hit with Waylon Jennings, which turns out wasn't a hit at all. Waylon Jennings, of course, was a member of the Crickets during the ill-fated tour that took the life of Buddy Holly. Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on the plane. He gave his seat up to the Big Bopper. Waylon Jennings, the great outlaw country star born in the state of 1937. Another musical genius that we lost way too early, Harry Nilsson, was born in the state of 1941, passed away in 1994 at the age of 52. He was a big time, he had a lot of commercial success, and yet he never performed public concerts or toured. He didn't like that. Of course, he's most familiar with Without You, Put the Lime into Coconut, Everybody's Talking. One of the most interesting facts about Harry Nilsson, his apartment in London was the site of the deaths of both Mama Cass Elliot and Keith Moon. Oddly enough, Harry Nilsson, born in the state of 1941. And happy birthday to Coach Holmgren. He's 70 years old today. There's Mike, of course, head coach of the Green Bay Packers from 1992 to 1998. Won a Super Bowl, and of course, he got the Seahawks to their very first Super Bowl appearance, and he's still pretty much a legend around the Northwest. Happy birthday to Mike Holmgren. All right, 32 minutes after the hour, everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and then we're going to replay my interview from last Tuesday with Chuck Egner, because the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, the big event, starts tonight. My interview with Chuck coming up as well. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Join the NCW Life Channel for live coverage of the commencement ceremonies for Westside High School June 14th and Wenatchee Valley College June 15th. Coverage brought to you by
the Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Outdoor Seating in Leavenworth. Young Bucks Landscaping, save a buck. And by Columbia Valley Community Health with 9 locations in North Central Washington.
Celebrate with the class of 2018 live on your local TV station, NCW Life Channel and ncwlife.com.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, my family, both my mom and my dad, on both sides, they were immigrants. My mother was born in Germany, so actually I'm first-generation American on her side. Now, you want to know something? Her family almost moved back to Germany in 1939 because my grandparents liked Hitler. The whole family were actually not illegal, but they were enemy aliens during World War II. Now, my dad's dad, Salvador Magnotti, he was a drunk. He died from drinking wood alcohol when my dad was 6. Now, not exactly the type of immigrants who in this day and age would be wanted in this country, right? But my siblings, the 5 kids produced from these ignoble origins, are all respectable, hard-working Americans. And I would dare to say it, we're part of the backbone of this country. Now, it's something to think about when you consider today's issues with immigrants. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Coos. The third full weekend in June means one thing and one thing only for folks here in North Central Washington. The Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival is back for its 16th big year and back for his second big year on this very program. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your friend of mine, Chuck Egner. We don't film before our live studio audience. It's just you and me.
Who are all those people I see out there?
Well, that's, again, you need to get that fixed in your eye there, Chuck, and you won't be seeing things. Chuck is back. He's one of the committee. He's actually the committee, the official people who put this on, and we need to give credit. The Cashmere Community Concerts, nonprofit organization dedicated to the preservation of early style acoustic music, and I am looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a good one. This could be the best lineup we've ever had.
This is the best lineup you've ever had. I'm telling you this right now. We're going to talk about some of the lineups and the schedule and everything like that. First of all, the campground's probably already starting to get folks pulling in and hooking up. And
campground, at a glance, it looks full now. It's not really full. We can put a lot more people in there, but every year it gets one day earlier when it gets kind of full. And Monday, I had to go and do some work yesterday. I came back, and in 2 hours, it was a transformation. It was unbelievable.
Well, the weather's going to be perfect. It's also Father's Day weekend. This is a great thing to go take your dad to over the weekend. The weather is going to be perfect. It's going to be a blast. Give people just a thumbnail. What is exactly the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival? If they've heard about it, never been there, never seen it, give folks an idea of what they expect if they want to pop up to the fairgrounds.
Well, first of all, bluegrass music, for those who don't know anything about it at all, is essentially what country music was in the 50s or 60s if you subtract out the drums and take away the electric guitars. So it's acoustic music, no drums, fantastic vocal harmonies is a keynote of all bluegrass. And what's going to happen at the festival is starting Thursday, the first thing we really do officially on Thursday is we have a luau.
Because I don't know about you, but when I think about bluegrass music, I think about luau's, of course.
Well, one of our early supporters and the woman who came for many years and passed away a few years ago, she always wore Hawaiian clothes and Hawaiian shirts and stuff. And so we had a potluck one year, and somebody brought leis, and it became a luau, and she has since passed away, but the tradition stays. So it's a meet and greet basically. And in bluegrass music, a meet and greet is called a shake and howdy. So we have different terminology for some of that stuff. Anyway, so that's Thursday night. Starting on Friday, we have Taylor's Camp, which is a youth camp. So kids, I think from 5 or 6 years old on up to teenagers come to that. We have young people that are the instructors for that. Taylor's Camp also has been successful in generating some funds. So we have a scholarship fund, college scholarships, and we dole out scholarships each year to people who have been instructors in the program or students in the program, and who, they apply. There's a little application process, and we're able to help some kids out, 4 or 5 kids a year, usually.
Get them going early, that's good.
Yep, and Taylor's Camp starts Friday at 11, Saturday at 8:30 in the morning. They do a concert out on the green area, outdoor grounds, and all the kids get to get on the main stage on Saturday night and do one tune in front of the 1,500 people. So that's a big thrill for those kids. It's the first time most of them have ever been in front of people like that, and my grandson has been in it the last 2 years.
Oh, good.
He's learned very little, but he has a great time.
And you'll notice that there's a lot of smart and happy people at the fairgrounds. Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, seems to be.
Yeah.
And then so Friday evening at 4:15 is the first national band. It's actually Old Growth Quartet will start us off. They used to be called Old Growth, and then another band called Old Growth informed them that they owned the name. So anyway, now they're the Old Growth Quartet. They're mostly from Seattle. One thing of note in that band is their fiddle player just got picked up to be in the Sons of Pioneers.
Wow.
And the Sons of the Pioneers have been around since the 40s. Roy Rogers was in that band in the 40s. Ken Curtis, who you might not know Ken Curtis's name, but you know Festus from Gunsmoke.
Yes.
And Festus was in that band, and it's always been a top-flight vocal band and instrumental band.
Ken Curtis, of course, played Festus on Gunsmoke.
Yep.
Yes.
And many other roles. A lot of John Wayne movies.
He was in The Searchers, too, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Yeah, and he was in quite a few other ones.
Yeah. So I suppose by this point they're now the sons of the pioneers. At this point.
The great grandsons of the pioneers. Yeah, all the originals are long, long gone.
How did you find this talent? Who books these acts? How do they find them? Who decides they'd be a good fit? I mean, I'm assuming you're calling some booking agents and they're going, Kashmir, Wenatchee, what are you talking about? I mean, is the word out in the bluegrass community?
It is now.
Okay.
In the beginning, we'd have to chase them down, and they'd find out where we were on the map and call us Wenatchee and things like that. Now they're lined up wanting to come for the most part. So
that's got to make you feel pretty good.
It does, and there's a circuit of places where the word gets out. We have a unique situation here that we don't have as much bluegrass as they have in the Southeast. There's a festival every weekend within 50 miles of each other. Out here, they get a packed audience of people that are staring at them and listening to them. In the Southeast, a lot of people are talking, yakking, because they see this all the time.
The music is an afterthought almost.
Yeah, and it's still a good party and the bands get paid, but here they are listened to, and these bands really want to be listened to. Wintergrass is good about that also, another Northwest festival. In fact, all the Northwest festivals are like that. But I've been in the Southeast. I grew up down there. And just as recently as 5 or 10 years ago, I've been to a couple of festivals. And it's just a different vibe back there. So they like coming out here. And plus, I mean, what's not to like? The mountains.
It's a beautiful setting. It's just
the bands
perfect.
that have young people in them, they bike, they ride the loop trail, and they think that's cool as heck. And so, yeah.
The bluegrass community in the Northwest, everybody embraces this. This is just not our little party. You're going to have a lot of folks coming in from out of town, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. We have some Alaskans coming, some people from the Yukon, some Californians always come up. We got Idaho and Montana people show up, a lot of Oregonians here. About 4 years ago, we had a couple who were going to put on a bluegrass festival in Tel Aviv, Israel, and they researched us. Festivals all over the country, and they came to visit us because we were about the size that they planned to be. They didn't want to go to something with 30,000 people that had no relation to what they were going to do. And they were the neatest people, and they continue to follow us on Facebook, and we communicate with them, and they wish us good luck this year. So to my knowledge, they're the furthest people that have ever come specifically for our festival.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
That's a neat story. Big bands, big, talented. Now, of course, you can't book anybody unless they're touring, I suppose, right? Is this most of these groups that are coming are playing a circuit? Are they already going to be in the Northwest, or
no?
So they're coming just to do the show.
They're coming just to do the show.
Wow.
Yeah, Flat Lonesome. That's their full-time job. That's all they do.
And we're going to have a clip from Flat Lonesome. They are the headliners. They're the award winners, and they're a unique bluegrass group in that there's 6 of them. Normally, bluegrass is 5, 4. They're usually 5 at the most. There's 6 members of this group. They must make a pretty big sound for a bluegrass group.
They do, and the vocalists are siblings. It's a guy and his 2 sisters, and then there's 2 marriages in there. It's kind of complicated. And Flat is spelled with 2 T's.
Yes.
In tribute to Lester Flatt.
Lester
from
Flatt.
Flatt and Scruggs. So just a clever little thing there. Alan Bybee and Grasstown is a really good band. Alan Bybee is one of the top 3 or 4 mandolin players on the planet, and he'll just blow you away with the mandolin playing. Special Consensus, they've been together, well, not together, but the band has existed since the 1960s.
Okay.
And the original founder is in the band, but the mandolin player is a local. He grew up in the Seattle area. He won our flat picking contest when he was a teenager. 10 years ago, and he got picked up by a national band. We've got 3 or 4 local, when I say local, I mean between here and Tri-Cities, Seattle, that area. We've got 3 or 4 local kids that have made it in the big national bands. And so Nick Dumas will be back here, and I'm sure his family will be happy to see him. And Cody Norris show, that's going to be a unique thing for us. They dress up in kind of loud suits. They all gather around one microphone and they dance in and out. And
kind of old school.
Old school, completely old school. And we got them, we had a band that had to cancel on us. They had, a guy got called up to the National Guard that was in the band, and another guy fell off a ladder and really busted himself up. So this band has been here 3 or 4 times, this other band, and they called and said, we hate to do this, but we need to cancel, and we don't want to make you mad. We want to come back. And said, hey, we understand, life happens. So we got the Cody Norris band, and haven't met them yet, but on film, on the online they look great. So looking forward to that.
One of the first things that happens when these bluegrass aficionados get together, it's almost guaranteed they break out the instruments. Out comes the guitars and the basses and the mandolins and the banjos, and they just start jamming. It doesn't even start until Friday, but you jammed last night.
Yeah, we had a great setup. One of our friends set up a tent arrangement that has walls to knock the wind down, so it can be windy up there at night. And we just started a jam session. One person said, you know, we're playing out here and we're freezing, and there's an empty tent right over there. Why don't we just go and take it over? And we did, and it was wonderful.
And as more and more people begin to flow into the campground and the Cashmere exhibition area and the whole 9 yards, the music just starts. The whole area just starts filling up with music, doesn't it?
It gets pretty electric.
Yeah.
Without electricity.
Do people go in and out? Do they kind of, hey, what's going on in this tent? You walk in with the banjo
absolutely.
and.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometime if you're playing guitar and there's 3 guitars in this jam, well, let's move on to one that's only got 1 guitar, you know, that kind of thing. So you move around, and you just want to see other friends.
How does a bluegrass jam start? I suppose a stand-up bassist kind of lays down a rhythm is as much important as anything, so everybody knows where they're going, and then somebody just introduces a theme and plays for 16 or 24 bars, and then somebody else. How does that work?
Well, last night was a little bit unique for me because it was some people I don't normally play with, and almost everything we played was something I wasn't familiar with, which is kind of cool. You've got to really pay attention, you got to really listen. But typically in a bluegrass thing, somebody will start a song, they'll play it, they'll look to the person next to them to indicate, do you want to play a solo? Person will either say no or yes. And if not, you'll nod on to the next person. They take a solo. They go around. Typically, they go, you know, clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever. And then the next person will call the next song, and then it just moves around the circle. It's really informal. Sometime what I do, sometime I'll get to sing 2 songs in a row because I play bass and I can't sing and play bass. So when I finally get a guitar, they'll let me do 2 in a row.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then I go back to the
Give
bass.
me what's the basic bluegrass canon? Give me half a dozen songs that every bluegrass group, being top flight people to Joe Blow sitting in his backyard, that everybody knows that everybody can play. I'm thinking Rocky Top jumps immediately to mind, but there
Rocky
are probably
Top.
others.
My wife went to University of Tennessee, so she heard that plenty. That's the fight song.
Other songs that are basic to the bluegrass music.
Well, pretty much anything that Bill Monroe did. So Blue Moon of Kentucky, and a variety of other songs. Any of the Carter family songs. And then there's the, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden.
That's okay. Yes.
Carter family, yes.
That's the Carter family, yes.
Anyway, Wildwood Flower is one of the Carter family songs. I've got a quick Carter family story if I could tell you.
Yeah, go right ahead.
A friend of mine went to the Carter family fold, which is where the Carter family is from in Southwest Virginia. And the fold is the old home place, and there's now a performance hall there, and they have shows on Saturday nights, and people from all over the area come there. And I visited it years ago. A friend of mine was there last fall, and a backhoe was about to dig up some maple trees around the air conditioner so they could do some service. And my friend said, can I dig up a couple of those trees and take them home? And the guy said, sure. And so he brought a couple little sprigs home. We had a New Year's Eve party. He shows up at my house with this dead stick in a pot, and he said, here's a maple tree from the Carter family. And he said, I have a neighbor that's an arborist, and she says if you keep it in your basement between 40, 50 degrees this winter and then bring it out in the spring, it'll survive. And I did that. As soon as the days got above 32 degrees, I put it up for a couple of hours in the driveway. We named it AP after AP Carter, the original Carter guy. The other one is Maybelle that my friend kept. And nothing happened, and about 4 weeks ago, boom, it popped. And it is a real maple tree. And now it's in my little vineyard in the yard. Wow. So I have a connection
That's a cool
to the
story.
Carter family.
That's a cool story.
Yeah, so Stanley Brothers is the other band I was trying to, trying to come up with. And they all have just wonderful songs, and you know, Wildwood Flower from the Carter family, everybody can play that. It's the first song almost all bluegrass players play on the guitar. Lays out real nice and easy.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a video of the headliner, Flat Lonesome. We've already talked about them. That's the 6-member bluegrass band. They're just young, but they're winning all kinds of awards. And you mentioned the Carter family. The song you're going to hear them play is Jackson, which is one of the great country songs that they kind of bluegrassed up a little bit, made very popular by June Carter Cash, as a matter of fact, in the 60s, but one of the basic songs that we associate with the Carter family. It's a great video. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back with Chuck Egner again. We're talking about the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, which is this weekend. We'll be right back with music on the NCW Life channel.
Join the NCW Life channel for live coverage of the commencement ceremonies for Westside High School June 14th and Wenatchee Valley College June 15th. Coverage brought to you by
Charter College. We work to get you to work. Hometown Hearing across from the mall on Valley Mall Parkway. And by Leonard Evans Used Cars Superstore, where the name means a great deal.
Celebrate with the Class of 2018 live on your local TV station, NCW Life channel, and ncwlife.com.
Yamaha ATVs and side-by-side vehicles are proven off-road. Designed, engineered, and tested in the real world, they provide the best balance of off-road capability, comfort, and confidence, delivering performance that is truly proven off-road.
I definitely recommend them for new floors.
They made it so easy.
It looks like a whole new house.
Great service, great prices.
Want a recommendation before you buy new carpets or floors? Don't take our word for it, just listen to our customers.
And they guarantee their work for life.
Flooring America, where friends send friends. Select pet-friendly, kid-friendly, oops-friendly carpet and floors are on sale now.
Family means something in these parts. Family owned and operated means even more. At Rose Tractor, you're buying more than a product. You're buying years of knowledge through multiple generations. It means you can count on Rose for quality products, quality repairs, and folks who stand behind the products they sell. From your job site to your home to rentals and repairs to new outdoor power equipment, Rose Tractor is growing with you throughout the years. Rose Tractor, quality brands you can trust year after year.
And we are back on this edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Koontz, Chuck Egner talking about the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival. We've talked enough about music. Let's listen to some music. Tell us a little bit about Flat Lonesome before we play the video. This video, by the way, is about 3 years old. Again, six members.
6 members, and they are the current IBMA award winners for vocal performance. So
these folks will be
singers.
headlining both Friday and Saturday night out there at the fairgrounds in Cashmere. Check it out, Flat Lonesome for you.
Just to mess around. Well, we're going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson Town.
Well, go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your hell. Go play your hand, you big talking man, and make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. Go comb your hair. I'm gonna snowball Jackson, see if I care. Woo!
Wow, they're good. They are really, really good. Again, that's Flat Lonesome. That's the group that's going to be headlining the 16th Annual Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, which starts technically, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but who's kidding who? You guys are, in fact, the campground's starting to fill up. How does camping work? I get no reservations, right? You just show up and hope you get a spot?
No reservations. We're all volunteers and whatnot, and people have jobs and lives and things like that, so we don't have the time to do all that. But it's first come, first serve, and you come over there and you pay, it's I believe $20 a night for camping, and then it's $25 for the Friday show, $25 for the Saturday show, $10 for the Sunday show, which would be $60, but for $35 you can get the whole deal.
The whole deal.
But if somebody only wants to come for Saturday night, $25 is the fee. You get one of these things here. They're color coded, whether you're night one, night two, night whatever. We've got a whole bunch of nice swag to sell, t-shirts, hats, various things like that. The performance venue is air conditioned and heated. This time of year it can go either way.
Yep, it's good. But the weather's going to be perfect, by the way. All weekend it's going to be just perfect weather for a bluegrass party.
Perfect. And we got some outdoor stages for the band scramble and the kids camp. Indoor stages for the main shows. We have food vendors.
I was going to ask food and drink. You got to feed me and quench my thirst.
Yep, we have that, and then we have kettle corn, popcorn. We've got a couple of other vendors that are selling a variety of other jewelry and things like that. Yeah, so in the camping, we have a limited amount of hookups. It's fairly high. I believe more than any other festival in the Northwest. But when we run out of hookups, we're not running out of camping. We're just running out of hookups.
Right.
People can still roll in and just be self-contained for a couple of days.
And a lot of campers nowadays are. I mean, you can, no problems
Absolutely.
at all. I asked you this question last year, Chuck, and I'm going to ask you again because we've got about a minute left. This is a huge, huge deal. It's gotten bigger and bigger each year. All right, are you afraid is this it? Is this as big as you want it to be? Or
from a camping standpoint, it's just about as big as it can be. They've got some extra area over there at the fairgrounds, but we don't have extra staff to deal with that. So we're comfortable with where we are. And the people that come, most people are repeat customers, and each year, 15 or 20% drop out and do 15 or 20% show up, and that's good. So, it flows really nicely that way. So, but we're as big as we want to be.
Yeah.
And I mean, several of us board members, if you look at it, we've got more gray hair than dark hair. Just happy to have any hair at this point.
If you Google Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, that's what I did. Just Google it or search it. It'll pop right up there. And the website is full of information, everything you need to know. The event schedule, the tickets, when to come, what to do, the vendors, there's links everywhere. It's full of information. It's very well done. Facebook too, absolutely. Chuck, it's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Thank you very much.
I will see you a little bit later on today with a certain cab sign.
You will, absolutely.
Are you raising a grandchild or another relative's child? If so, kinship programs may be available for your family. Kinship Care is the full-time care of children by relatives. Kinship Care maintains family, cultural, and community ties. It's the oldest form of family preservation and an important safety net for children whose parents are either unable or unwilling to care for them. To learn more about Kinship Care or to find a support group near you, please contact Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington.
And welcome back. We got about 30 seconds left, so real quickly, your weekend weather forecast. Father's Day weekend is almost upon us, and there you go. Slight chance of a little bit of a thunderstorm, maybe Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Outside of that, things are looking okay. Also a little breezy on Saturday, sunny and hot all next week. And don't forget, we have commencement exercises, the Wenatchee Valley College commencement exercises live tonight at 7 o'clock on this very TV station. Last day of school. Go out and everybody have a great vacation. Kat, you have a great vacation too, all right? Everybody have fun. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.